Good evening, everyone. My name is Timothy Campbell. I'm a graduate from UAPB, and I want to first just show my appreciation for you guys' invite. You guys have a beautiful association, a beautiful foundation. I hope it continues to thrive. I was in the Peace Corps for 2 years. I was in West Africa, the Gambia, for 2 years. There I worked in malnutrition and health sectors. So I did a lot of work with kids under 6, making sure that they were getting proper protein and living dietary nice lives. I had the privilege of speaking and learning 2 languages, just Mandinka and also Wolof. Wolof is traditionally spoken Senegal, and Mandinka, which is spoken usually the Gambian, sometimes Mali. I was in a Mandinka village, living with the Kentes. A lot of us have on our Kente fabric today. So I had the privilege of living with the Kentes. Really, really great experience. Didn't know I was going to be living with those guys. When I got to the village, it was maybe like a 5-mile walk to the village from the road. And that was my walk. I had to walk it. Every time I wanted to leave the village, I had to walk 5 miles. So when I got there, they were really, really nice. They were really, really open. The village was great. The food, I missed the food, the jollof rice, the peanut butter soup. I missed all those things. But I want to talk about one thing today that specifically stood out to me, and that was the workload of West African women. And I brought this broom, and this is a traditional West African broom. So if the size of my compound, maybe the size of this room, so maybe from these corners. So 6 o'clock in the morning, you will see women, he's smiling because he knows exactly what I'm probably talking about. You will see women get up and they will sweep their entire lot. Not grass, not floor, not anything tangible like this. It would be just dust. And they would get up and they would sweep just like this every morning. And they would sweep everything. And that's what woke me up every morning, outside of the chickens and the donkeys and the rest of it. It woke me up every morning, and it motivated me in so many different ways. Because to hear a woman get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and to hear these sounds, I knew it's time to get up. Somebody up sweeping. And they would do this 2 or 3 times out of their day. They would go in the house, and they would sweep their houses. My host mother would come in and say, Yaya. My name was Yaya Kinte when I was there. And they would come in and say, Yaya, which means like, did you clean your house today? And I say, honey, that means no. She would say, well, I'm coming in to sweep your house, you know. So about 4, she was coming in to sweep my house, and I would just have to stand outside and I would just listen, like, wow. And one day she came to me and she said, yeah, you know, eventually you're gonna have to start sweeping your own house. So I went out and I purchased one of these, and I would sweep my house every day. And just looking at the workload of African women motivated me so much. They would wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, they would sweep their lots and their compounds, and after they were done with that, they had a 3-mile walk out to the rice fields. They would work on the rice fields from 6 in the morning to 4 in the evening. And they would walk back. And by the time they made it back, they would have legal things on their head. And you would see them sweating, you would see them tired. And then it was time to give the kids a bath. The kids had just got in from school. And then after that, they had to cook dinner. And in the village that I stayed at, there was no electricity. And there was no running water. So I would walk out of my house and I would just hear sound. I couldn't see anything, I would just hear sound. And I just knew that it was a woman in the kitchen, what they identify as a kitchen, preparing something, if anything, for their kids to eat before they went to sleep. And it stood out so much to me that I brought it and I sit it right on my kitchen table. And I don't move it. Because I love being remembered. I love the remembrance of the workload and how motivated the women were for their village, their community, their families. And if you were a woman in the Gambia and you didn't work, they would exile you. They will look at you like, you say, you know, if a woman say, oh, I don't want to work today, they're like, You want to work today? Oh yeah, she's not a woman. And they will continue with their things on their head, and they will go work their 3-mile walk. And I'm just so appreciative that I can come back and bring this information, this knowledge to you. I was also privileged to be able to go to Jufure, Kintukunte Island, and see the diaspora of Black Americans, and just to see that when I got there, they were like, yeah, Mr. Campbell, the island itself is sinking. I said, it's sinking? He said, yeah, it's erosion is causing it to sink, so you can tell you people back in America, they want to come back and see it. They should come now because this is one of the biggest historical sites in the world, and it's sinking. So I really want to motivate everybody in this room. If you haven't, get your passport, get your ticket, get your flight, and get over there and meet our people. There's some rumor going around that, oh, if you go over there to West Africa, they ain't gonna like you. Now, I don't know where they got their American from, because that's not correct at all. I feel like when I did get there, they did surprisingly see me as a white person. They would call me Tubabo. Tubab. I'm not a Tubab. I'm black like you. And they're like, no, you're not black like us, you know. And over time, they would stop calling me Tubab. They would stop calling me white person. They would stop calling me these things. And I really couldn't particularly figure out why, but I knew my language was advancing. I knew the way I seen and viewed the culture was also advancing. And a particular story before I get out of here, I was sitting with some elders one day, and they would sit at what's called a bantabak, which is like a big tree in the village. They would just sit and talk all day. And I would go there and I would take my pad because I want to learn language. So if you want to learn language, the deep Mandinka wisdoms and all that stuff, you would go there, take your pad, I would write. And you know, one of the guys, he said, why do you think you're black? I said, well, my mom is black, my father is black. Father's sitting right there, he's definitely black, you know. But to them, you know, they didn't see me as black, and it hurted. And I said, why don't you guys see me as black? And he said, I never believed what he said, yeah, you know your skin is black, but your mind is white. And after he said that, I will never forget those words, because it made me think about how much history and how much information we have on another side of the world that we know nothing about, but we've assimilated. So we've been forced to assimilate to survive. It's not totally our fault, but in terms of the West Africans that I live with, that's how they seen it. You guys left, you guys never came back. So when he said that, I was like, wow, like what do I do with what he just told me, you know? What can I do back home with the information that he just shared with me? And you know, by the end of the 2 years, I was leaving out, they had a big party for me, we danced, and we danced. And we ate rice, it was a great time. And you would never think I would be at these programs and no lights, no music, just drums, and people, no alcohol, no nothing. They were on 100% energy levels. And it's just kind of like dancing and singing. You just stand there and marvel and be like, these people, you know, they're so happy within, you know, they're so happy within. And I said it to say this, on my way out, I was leaving out, and I was in tears, I was crying, I don't want to leave you people, So I was on my way out, and they wanted to walk with me. I had to walk 5 miles back to the road with my bags. He said, oh yeah, we'll take your bags, you know, we'll take everything for you. So I'm like, no, don't worry about it, they're really, really open, friendly people. So on my way out, I was leaving, and my host mom comes out, she said, yeah, you forgot your broom. I said, oh, I forgot my broom, you know, so when I grabbed my broom, I took it, she said, I want you to take this with you, because I never want you to forget. And she said it in that language, and I said, oh, thank you. I said, abaraka, which means thank you in Mandinka. So she told me, I said, I'll never forget this broom. I will never forget, you know, having to sweep, having to look at women go with their workloads, coming back to the rice fields. And this rice that they were making were going straight to China. And we were dealing with malnourishment in the village. So if you go over there and you see some of these things, you know, it just makes you want to stop and just marvel. So I just want to motivate everyone in this room get your passports, get your flights, and just go over there. You know, we go to France, we go to Jamaica, we go everywhere. You know, but I guess, I don't know, I just don't hear a lot of people going to West Africa. So let's get motivated, let's get over there, let's meet some people, let's learn how to say hello in the local language. You know, let's learn some things, because like he said, the place that's most historical to us as Black Americans is sinking. You know, and they didn't want to take me on the boat to go over. When I went over, and I got to see, you know, the ruins and stuff like that, I just couldn't fight back tears. I couldn't fight back tears because it was just like Jackson's brother actually went over and said, why is his name James Allen? They said, well, you know, it's named after a British enslaver, which last name is James. He said, no, we have to stop there today. And he said, today, after this day, this island will be called the Kunta Kinte Island. And they appreciate that. And if you go over there and say, I'm Black American, they say, yeah, I know Black Americans, you know, Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's brother, he the one that came over and did this and that. You know, so bit by bit, you know, it's important because they have a lot to teach us. And we also have a lot to teach them. So let's keep the diaspora knowledge motivated. Let's get our passports, let's get over there, let's learn our people, and let's not sweep like this, but let's be serious.